Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So today we are finally checking out the highly anticipated Assassin's Creed Nexus. Before this video is over, I'll let you know everything you need to, like how good is this game? Do I recommend it? How good are the graphics? Is the storyline cool? You name it, we'll go over it including the basic information, and I will keep spoilers to an absolute minimum. Now there are of course some links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead. But let's start things off with that basic info. Assassin's Creed Nexus is currently available on the Quest 2 and up for $39.99. It features 12 action-packed levels that should take roughly 8+ hours to complete, but there's also plenty of side missions and collectibles to help extend your gameplay. These missions focus on parkour, stealth, storytelling, and of course some combat. Now without giving away any spoilers, the storyline is set in the Assassin's Creed universe, and you play as a hacker who's been contracted to utilize the Animus to sift through the memories of multiple different assassins in search of an ancient artifact. Now, if you're not familiar with the Assassin's Creed series, the Animus is a device that allows you to probe and relive genetic memories. So the Assassin's Creed series ends up having this amazing blend between science fiction and a fantastical retelling of historic events. Now, jumping into my experience with Assassin's Creed Nexus, I have to say this game is not what I expected. I actually tried a demo roughly 2 months ago at a meta event, and I wasn't that impressed. However, now that I've played through the title, I have to say it grew on me rather quickly, and this is a really solid game. But I just want to start by getting the bad stuff out of the way. Initially, the combat feels like your standard block and counter VR game, but they do add some additional mechanics like physically dodging, active parrying, and lunging with your weapons. Now, it's definitely good enough, but doesn't feel amazing, which is in stark contrast to just how good the stealth kills are. You get that really meaty feel of digging a blade into someone.
What's all this? What's going on here?
Now, another issue I had is this game occasionally stutters even on the Quest 3. That's most likely because the fidelity is cranked so freaking high, and this is one of the best looking Quest games I've ever played. But this can be a little frustrating, especially when you stab an enemy and the game stutters right before impact. Additionally, this title makes some other rookie VR mistakes. Now, I understand the need to deliver a storyline, especially in a title like this, but just standing around for the first 5 to 10 minutes listening to someone talk is not the way to do this in VR. Now, I've had this discussion multiple times before, but nothing kills immersion like being locked in place and just listening to someone ramble on. Now, I felt like they tried to spice it up by making some of the dialogue automatically trigger mixed reality mode, and as cool as this overlay was, it feels out of place.
Mixed reality for that is just weird.
But I am really happy to report that these are the only main things that bothered me about the game, and I have to stress the fact that I'm not really a fan of the stealth genre. However, sneaking around in Assassin's Creed Nexus just felt pretty fun and cool. I really enjoyed those stealth kills. Just having your knife pop out, jabbing it in somebody always feels good. Especially some of the thrown weapons feel great when you just take out like a guard who's posted up somewhere and just watch them drop. That feels cool every time. I mentioned the combat, a little bit of a low point here. Storyline is hit and miss with me, but it's a very fun, enjoyable game, especially the parkour, which the first time I demoed Assassin's Creed Nexus, the parkour didn't feel as fluid as I wanted it to be. Now, I'm not sure if there's been some changes or I just suck less now, but it definitely feels smooth. And I love how it gives you the sensation like you're a true assassin just gliding through the air. You have this really light, feathery bounce that feels great, but overall the parkour system is pretty simple. You'll hold A while running and it'll bounce you from object to object, and then you'll grab onto ledges and pull yourself up basically. It still feels good even though it's quite simple. Now, the graphics are an absolute standout in this title. There's large open, densely populated worlds to explore, and it reminded me a lot of a better looking Iron Man VR. The large open areas that allow you to freely roam around are a nice treat, and I love surveilling the landscape from the eagle-eye viewpoint, which just works so well in VR. The immersion is broken a little bit though in some of the indoor environments, as you may face multiple loading screens. Now this is most likely a technical aspect, as they wanted to keep those indoor environments as highly detailed as possible, and I'm completely okay with that compromise. Now if you're someone who enjoys a challenge or you're a completionist, every single mission has multiple side missions and some collectibles. A lot of those side missions will be things like a parkour challenge, so you have to get from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, and I gotta say, I didn't think I'd enjoy them, but they're all really fun.
No?
Beginning calibration. Gold constructs challenge your navigation skills. Now pass through the gates within the time limit to complete the challenge. Calibration at 50%.
Good. That's improving the data fidelity. More coordinates incoming.
You might also get a little bit more lore information as you're running around getting collectibles and doing these side missions. So it's also fun if you're a huge Assassin's Creed fan. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure you have a good idea of what Assassin's Creed Nexus has to offer, and the only other question is, do I recommend it and what's my overall verdict? Now priced at $40, it's on the higher end of what we usually pay for a VR title. That being said though, you do get what you pay for, and this is a highly polished, well done game. Now if you're a fan of the stealth genre or Assassin's Creed, you're definitely going to want to check out this game. Now, if you came here looking for a review score, unfortunately, I don't have one just yet. I'm towards the end of the game and I feel pretty confident on how to rate it, but I just want to make sure I don't miss anything and do this title a disservice. Now, if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of the stealth genre, I'd still put this game on my wish list and kind of just keep an eye on it. Maybe one day the price will drop and then it'll be worth picking up for you, or maybe you'll get some store credit or something for the holiday season, and then you can kind of purchase this without feeling bad that you might not like it. Overall, it's a great game though, and I think it does appeal to more than just Assassin's Creed fans. Overall though, Assassin's Creed Nexus is an excellent stealth-based story-driven title, which gives you a fantastic new way to experience the Assassin's Creed universe, take out enemies up close and personal, parkour your way across buildings, and of course, take a leap of faith. And that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any additional questions, I forgot to cover something, please let me know down in the comments and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.